Welcome to the Fail Forward Podcast. The purpose of this podcast is change the negative stigma around failure into a positive. Failure is only a negative if we do not learn from it and we give up. Welcome back to the Fail Forward Podcast. The point of this podcast is to help people overcome the fear of failure so they can live their goals and dreams. Today, I'm going to be talking about me not caring so much what people think of me anymore. The reason why I'm talking about this is because it's been a bit of a game changer for me in the last year. I, as a child, wanted to be centre of attention. I still kind of do, and I love doing it now because actually being centre of attention, I get to do a lot of keynotes from the stage, so I actually get to give a lot of value and being centre of attention. But also, I always had this desire to be liked, and I think we all do as human beings. No one wants to be disliked, but it used to bug me more. As I talked about before in this podcast, I got moved around a lot as a kid. My parents bought and sold houses. We were always moving around East Anglia, around Suffolk. And then we finally made the plunge at 14 to move down south. And that was quite a difficult thing for me as a teenager. But I always wanted people to like me. I always wanted to be liked. I probably wanted to be liked more than the average person. And that can be quite difficult sometimes because not everybody likes each other. And what I realised is and I've known for quite a few years, is that people just tend to not like somebody, not because for any particular reason, they just don't resonate with them. They don't necessarily values match, different reasons. And it used to frustrate me when I was younger. If someone didn't like me, it wouldn't matter that I'd have 1,000 people that liked me. One person not liking me would really, really bug me. It would really frustrate me. And I'd want to know, why do they not like me? And it was always this desire to want everyone to like me. And in the last year, probably the last year, I've started to really give a less of a fuck about what people think of me. You've got to be a bit hard-skinned when you do things like this podcast because I'm putting a lot of content out there and you have a lot of people saying things to you. Like I had someone say to me the other day, I think people are getting really fed up of seeing you on social media. I was like, okay, well, just unfollow me. There's that button, that you can unfollow people and you get all sorts. I've been trolled lots. So I think naturally you've got to have a thicker skin when you're putting content out there because what I'm saying might not resonate with everybody. But actually, people talk about freedom a lot and what freedom is, whether it's financially free, whether it's free from your own thoughts, whatever it is, freedom. Freedom, Braveheart freedom. What is freedom? And what I've learned in the last year is that freedom for me is caring a lot less what people think. Now, what I mean is I don't want everyone to dislike me. I still have a desire for people to like me, but I really don't care if people don't. Yes, I want my friends to like me. I'd like lots of people to like this podcast and share it and promote it for me because I want to try and genuinely help people overcome that fear of failure. I want people to, get value and I've already had people say that to me that I'm changing lives and changing perspective of people, which I'm very, very proud about. But also I know that people will listen to this and think, fuck this guy's an idiot. And that will happen because not everyone's going to resonate with me. And I think for freedom for me is that I can just come on this podcast. And if I want to swear, if I want to talk about my addiction, if I want to talk about the things that haven't gone so right and talk about the things that do go right in my life, then I can do that. And I don't care what people think. What I care about is that I have an impact on the world. I have an impact and try and help people. And if I can help a handful of people, if I can help 100 people, if I can help thousands of people, then that's a win. But even if it's just one person, then that to me is a massive win. So it's going to be, and it has been on this podcast and everything I do now, no fear of people not liking me. What you get with me is what you see. And I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I think that is one of the biggest things that I've taken over the last couple of years, that I will just turn up and be Henry. And that doesn't mean that everybody will necessarily like that. But I think that's the most genuine and authentic way to be with anybody, is to wear your heart on your sleeve, be as open as possible and say what you nicely think, candidly think without hurting people's feelings, but just be you. And if people don't like you, then that's fair enough. They'll find their own tribe, their own people, they'll find their own circles, and that's fine. But certainly just my sense of freedom now is just being myself and turning up and trying to give as much value as possible. So if you're listening to this, and if you can take anything from this episode, love yourself, be yourself, turn up as who you are. And that is a good sense of freedom. So a very short episode from me, but remember, don't fear failure. You can live your goals and dreams. Go out there and smash it all. Take care, everyone.